How does someone in their late 20s meet people if they are already out of college, unemployed, and not like going to bars because of social anxiety? Pandemic obviously complicates things, but I recommend finding a hobby that can eventually lead to attending meetings/groups/etc. The key is to legitimately put the effort into the hobby. Friendships will develop naturally if you focus on the shared interest. If you're just using the hobby as an excuse to crash a social scene, others will likely pick up on it and may resent it. Said another way, find something that you could develop into a passion. It takes time and will feel like work at first, but that time you spend committed to something besides mindlessly absorbing content will make you more interesting in the long run. Good luck, bud. Do you happen to have a dog? I'm in my later 20s, have a lot of social anxiety, and work from home, so meeting new people is relatively difficult. Even since I've started taking her to the dog park, it's helped my social anxiety immensely, because people are usually super friendly there and will approach you to casually chat if your dogs start playing together. It's nice because you already have a common interest to talk about, so conversation doesn't get dry. And if you decide you no longer want to talk to the person anymore, it's not weird at all if you just call your dog and keep walking a different way. I've actually met a couple of people there that I frequently chat with every time I see them there, and could see us becoming friends. I'm 24 and I'm getting a divorce RN. It sucks and I feel like I'll never meet someone who loved me like my wife did. I don't know how to meet new people. My wife took the dog and I miss it so much. I'm a few months. When I get back on my feet, I'm super interested in adopting a dog. It's one of the few things I'm looking forward to. I believe that a dog will be a better wingman than any of my human friends have been so far. Hey friend. As someone who went through a divorce in my 20s, I just wanted to say, keep your chin up. You'll make it to the other side. But don't be in a hurry. Take some time and make sure you are happy with yourself when you're single. As someone who always just wanted to find that other half, the thought of divorce was just the most horrible thing I could imagine. I remember sitting at home with the divorce papers sitting in front of me and reading reason for divorce, irretrievably broken, and that phrase just tore me apart in a way that I can't explain in words. All I could think was, how can I possibly come back from this? Apostrophe. But no matter how I felt, I always woke up to another day. The world hadn't ended like I felt it would if she ever left me. The world kept going forward, and I knew I had to as well. I made two decisions. 1. Spend as much time with my friends as they could stand. 2. Never ever drink alone. I stuck by those, and it helped a great deal. But I should have added a third decision. No relationships until I knew 1000% I was ready. Over the next 2 years I had 3 serious relationships. I'm using quotes because I only thought they were serious. But in reality I was just craving intimacy. I was just craving being close to someone who I thought might give a damn about me, and convincing myself that it was love. But it wasn't. It wasn't fulfilling, and they weren't right for me, and I ended up hurting good people who didn't deserve it. I was unknowingly making them feel like I felt when my wife walked out on me. So take your time. Be happy with yourself. Become complete without relying on someone else to make you feel that way. I know that even the easy days can be hard. So no matter how bad you feel or how low you get, always remember there are people out there who give a poop about you and what you're going through. People who want you to do well, even if it might be just some stranger on the internet. Believe me, at some point it will change from just waking up to another day to waking up to a new day. 4 key points of advice. 1. Sign up for the Meetup app. That's always a given. They host a lot of socials online and in person, pre-pandemic. 2. Start a CL butter activity or hobby and stick with it. It will take months of patience. The reason you make friends in school is not because you're all super compatible, it's because you were all trapped in the same place as each other for years and years. Proximity makes friends with time. Sign up for the book club and read all the books, and go to every meeting for 6 months. I guarantee you will be chatting casually with these people after that, but you have to stick it out and be patient. 3. When invited to an activity, always say yes. Never turn down an invite. If you got an invite to anything at all, this is your friend now. and their friends will soon be yours if you go to the party. 4. You don't have to be interesting, but you need to be interested. Ask people about themselves. Ask follow-up questions to what they say. Make a point to remember them and facts about them. People respond super well if you care about them. This is a key difference between friendships and dating. In dating you have to stand out, but when making friends you want others to feel like they are the important one. You'd be best off finding a hobby that you enjoy. It can be something physical, like a sport, but it doesn't have to be. Once you've found something to do that you enjoy, try to socialize with others who participate in that hobby. This way you'll not only have something in common, which makes socializing a hell of a lot easier, but you'll also be able to learn something from them regarding your hobby. Spot on advice. When you socialize around an activity it's way less weird because you have someone to talk about. Let it be something you like. Biking, as in bicycles. See if there's any social rides. Running, social runs or hashes. Soccer, BJJ, softball, beer league, tennis. Even small towns will have something usually. It not the bigger town near door will at least have bowling. And people are always looking for more people to join / compete / have fun. Hell, I've seen sailing clubs and Pokemon Go meetups lol. There is something for everyone. But it doesn't have to be physical. If you like gardening there are rose clubs. Gaming you have D&D groups. Reading, believe it or not there are book clubs. Talking, Toastmasters. Listening to other people. Literally any club will have people who want to talk your ear off, haha. The list goes on. Find a group that does something you're into. Ask questions to deflect attention from you. If you need to, join Zoom meetings. Join Facebook groups. Just do something. The only real answer is to work on the social anxiety. It's incredibly hard to meet people when anxiety makes you not actually want to meet people, not enjoy meeting people, or have to force yourself to meet people. When you enjoy meeting people and making friends the world just opens up. Hobbies, clubs, sports, friends of friends, workmates, random encounters, traveling, meetup.com. There are plenty of options that become available to you after effective treatment, but are very difficult to utilize until you do. COVID hurts this a lot, but hobbies, unabashed self-invitation, talking to strangers at events like conventions, openness to anyone and everyone, chatting with the old dude on the corner looking for $1, taking odd jobs, going to random events, introducing yourself to your neighbors by name when you're in the hall / on the street / elevator. You can't ever expect anyone to approach you ever. You have to do it. Social anxiety is terrible. These all take practice even for those without. When the pandemic is all over, join a meetup. It's the only reason I have friends. And they're all quality people. There's a meetup for literally anything you can think of. It's just important to be consistent and keep attending. There are still meetups happening. If you live somewhere where meetup is a thing you can find all kind of stuff. Hiking, biking, fishing, exploring the city or a museum. Go for a drink, dinner, bowling, etc. Well, I hope you get the idea. People meet based on their interest of doing the same thing. Purely friendship based. Some people you might click with, others you won't. I'd check if there are meetup groups where you live. Try volunteering. Looks good on a resume and you get to meet people. You can do something like Habitat for Humanity or volunteer at a zoo or hospital. You'll also meet people that might know of job opportunities. Dungeons and Dragons. You can play online through Discord and Roll20. Also, once the plague is over, join a community theater. They are not just for actors. We have people who come in just to build the set. Some volunteers just want to throw paint up on the walls after the set is built. Some offer to take the photos of the cast for headshots. Some like tech and offer to sit up in the lights sound booth every night on their own. Some just hand out programs and all they ever have to say and enjoy the show. If you show up enough and are genuinely just helpful, people are really grateful that you are there and they bring you into the theater family. I have social anxiety, and this is how I met my friend group. Lots of different people hang out in that crew too. Music geeks, tech nerds, makers, PTA moms, retired older guys, and you typically get to see the show for free if you volunteer. Online dating worked well for me. I'm a single parent who did not have the nerve, desire, money or time to go to bars/clubs or out on a ton of dates. So I sat on my couch each night in my pajamas watching a show, scrolling through guys, and could eliminate at will. My thought was 99% of the guys on here will not interest me, but neither would 99% of guys at a random bar. This is a much faster way to grasp through those I won't be interested in. There is a lot someone's profile can tell you about them. I found my BF on there about 2 weeks in and thought he was too good to be true. I assumed I was being catfished or something was really wrong with his personality. We texted for a couple weeks, which helped break the ice, and went on our first date. He's amazing. Now 6 years later, we are getting married and things couldn't be better. Online dating is so easy, convenient, cheap, compared to dating, efficient, covered approved and fun. Maybe take a night class, like creative writing, art or a hobby that you have or want to get better at. It's an easy way to do something fun and meet people not already in your social circle, especially because in a CL but of their own is new and looking to meet new people. There aren't pre-formed relationships to contend with as much. When you stop trying to meet people, that's when you start to meet people. Honestly, you're in your late 20s. Work on yourself. Find out what you like, what you don't like, who you really are. When you do that, you find things that are interesting, and when you find those things, you find interesting people. Use this time to learn more about yourself and you'll end up finding better, long-lasting friends. B/C you know you better. Every time this question comes up I get so confused. I don't drink and never have. Bars are a terrible place to meet friends. Friends come from shared interests, so find an interest and share it. Join a sports team, a sewing club, a gorilla knitting group, play D&D, go birds putting, get a dog and go for dog walks to dog parks, become a runner and join races, get into filmmaking, bird watching, literally anything. Anything that you do and participate in outside your house and or with other people will result in friends. They may be teammates, fellow players, opponents, the guys who hang out at the gun store/gun range, random passers be at the park you frequent, anyone. You'll find one person you just happen to chat to 3 days in a row. Then you get together to do the event again for some reason. You'll meet their friends and the people they know, and suddenly you have a pile of friends. You don't work on yourself first, worry about someone else later. This sounds extremely harsh, but the cold truth is that no woman is going to be interested in a late 20s NEET unless they themselves have some issues. Even if you had a fun personality, she would just find a guy who has a fun personality and a job. Use apps and websites to try to meet people and ask to call or video chat them. But other than that, you have to go out to meet people or get a job when you can. I have the same issue right now. I don't go out at all and don't have any friends, but I plan to try and go and meet people eventually. You just have to fake your confidence. Fake it till you make it, like they say. Get employed first, unless you are loaded. No idea how you plan to entertain your girlfriend without money anyways. I'm not saying that you need to throw money at her, but if anyone says that having and so doesn't make your wallet shrink, you are either lying or making the other wallet shrink without giving back in the relationship. Just having a girlfriend alone makes you drive/travel more, which are all expenses, for example, gas money, bus/train tickets and so on. Maybe get something nice on the way or a bottle of wine when about to meet their parents. Have the same problem, except when I start work back Wednesday I'll be back in yet another industry that few women usually work in. I think the only industry I've worked in since high school that most of my co-workers weren't all guys was trucking, and that's not an industry where you can really meet someone. Sure, I met all kinds of folk, but never any long enough to have more than a 15-minute conversation. Thinking about getting some bullpoop side job just to have some kind of social life. Something like part-time pizza delivery maybe. Evening classes. Seriously, you go 2 or 3 times a week to school. You'll meet people, learn new skills, etc. There are also workshops you could attend and meet people in smaller groups. I have social anxiety, but I started going to the gym around Christmas time last year for the first time ever. I'm not the most physically fit person in the gym. I'm probably only in the 70th or 80th percentile. So I'm not as attractive as a lot of folks there. But I have been noticing people are more focused on themselves and what they are doing at almost all stages of life, and that helped me overcome some anxiety I had within myself. Saying hi to someone that walks by you, or just trying to muster up conversation around gym machines, or asking for advice is a good start and something I find that helps. I've made several friends on Reddit. If you have a particular hobby/activity you like to do, find the sub for it. Become active in the community and ask if anyone lives near you. I found 2 people that live in the same small town as me that I met up with regularly until the pandemic hit. During the pandemic you can take more time to get to know them online before meeting up in real life. If you're a female, and I hate having to add this, please only meet the first few times in a very public place. I would say job or volunteering. I'm in your same boat. I'm a very shy person who doesn't like to go to bars or clubs. What I did was get a job in a field where I would be forced to talk to people, medical device sales, as a way of getting healthcare experience for grad school. In my current role, I spend a lot of my day working in close proximity with some pretty fine nurses. I have yet to go out with one yet though lol. But at least I'm getting some face time. Normal answer, take up hobbies and meet them. Lockdown answer, you don't. Everyone cares more about protecting those already near death than the mental health and lives of the young. I say this as someone who has lost 3 friends already due to deaths of despair in the past year. If you're going to use social anxiety as one of the excuses why you're not making friends, then nothing anyone tells you is going to make a difference. You need to get over that, or get some therapy or something. I know it sounds harsh, but let's be realistic here. If you want to make friends you have to be friendly. Once you're able to overcome your anxiety, try finding activities that require you to get out and meet new people. Board game clubs and meetups are great for this because they require you to interact with other people without the pressure of I'm only doing this to make friends that some other activities sort of have. You can turn any hobby you jave or whatever you're interested in into a source of social interaction. Like puzzles? Get a club. Like video games? Get Discord. Like cooking? There are group lessons. Like hiking alone, seeing noon for 2 weeks. You're not alone. There are groups of people to talk to about best places and trips to do. It's up to you. I'm pretty sure that's how you fall into depression and are without friends. As someone who doesn't like talking with people and doesn't like crowded locations, go to not so busy cafes every now and then. You will meet people that are willing to interact in small ways. Even the staff can be friendly if you become a regular. Aside from that, I just chill around shopping centers browsing and buying. Bound to run into a few new people to interact with like that. But shopping centers may be a bit extreme if you do have social anxiety. Also, online friends can be lifesavers. Cherish them. Just because they are online doesn't make them any less real if they are willing to be by your side when you need them. I know this is easier said than done, but try to find a job, a hobby, and meet people through that activity. It makes social anxiety a lot easier. I'm not saying date your coworker, but sooner or later you will find people through those people if you keep at it. Plus it solves unemployment problem. Again, easy for me to say this and another for me to be able to do it. But I do think it's worth it. Meeting long-term people at bars is very hard on you and your wallet. Find a hobby. Force yourself outside of your comfort zone. 2 years ago I was depressed, rarely went out. Now I'm a workaholic. Don't have time for depression or going out, and I have to meet people at work daily. Play video games. A lot of online multiplayer games are very social and allow you to easily create friends, long-lasting and short-lasting ones. There's a wonderful program called Discord, similar to Skype. So when you go online to play League of Legends, World of Warcraft or any other online game, try and invite them to your Discord server or join this. Close bracket. A vast majority of my friends I found online instead of in person, and they are indeed my greatest friends. And who knows, after some time you might decide to meet up in person one day. If you do, avoid steps and rain. My friend still laughs at me 10 years later when I first met her in person. Fell down steps in rain. This is my situation down to a T, except I'm disabled, which at present ESP in a pandemic impacts both my ability to work and my ability to find a hobby. I think about this a lot. I think the best way to get to know people is to get into work first of all. Work, after all, allows for a disposable income, and then you can find and invest time in a hobby. That's my plan anyway. I don't really talk to anyone now. And TBH, I don't really intend to talk to anyone when I have been at work or at uni. Before I keep quiet, I don't see work as a place to find a partner or a friend. I'm there to work and get paid and go home. Thus I'm more of a head down, ignore every one person. But getting into work kinda forces you to talk to people regardless. The evil place that it is. Which all helps to find a friend or a partner, because at least then you have a better set of conversational skills / feel a bit more confident in that area, rather than having bosom buddies at work, if that makes sense. I mean, I don't know this for definite, but it assumes so. But personally, having conversations with people genuinely makes me feel sick, and I've made peace with being a loner barrel of laughs. Me. I wish you luck, friend. Social anxiety is a monster. Start by treating your social anxiety. If you have access to a psychologist, they will recommend exposure therapy, because that is the only thing that works. My brother took ballroom dancing classes for fun and met his wife there. You're a college graduate, which trumps the unemployment and social anxiety problems in future, assuming romantic relationships. Think about your hobbies and likes and go to places that do those things, romantic or not. You make friends by connecting with them. So a hobby-oriented approach solves that well. When the pandemic has eased up a bit, try speed dating. Drag a friend along for moral support if you need to. 1 or 2 speed dating groups I've found are doing it via Zoom / Skype / etc. When you meet people from the comfort of your own sofa, dress yourself up to look presentable, tidy the living room, and introduce any pets while you're on screen. The only major downside I found is the amount of people you meet in such a short time frame. Keep notes. Please click subscribe if you enjoyed this video.